All right. So to continue with lesson 11.2, reminder that when you square something, that means that you're going to take it and you're going to multiply it by itself. So let me just show you what I mean by that. So you're going to take the radical 2 over 2 minus 3 over 4i, and you're going to multiply it again by the same thing, radical 2 over 2 minus 3 over 4i. Okay, so reminder that when you're multiplying these, you're multiplying binomial by binomial. You could use box method. I'm just going to straight up just multiply. So square root of 2 times square root of 2. We're going to do a quick commercial break. Square root of 2 times square root of 2 is the same thing as the square root of 2 squared. The radical and the square cancel each other out, so you're just left with 2. So that's going to be 2 over 2 times 2 gives you 4. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and do the next one over here. So I have radical 2 times 3 is going to be 3 radical 2. 2 times 4 is going to give me 8 on the denominator. And then there's an I there. Positive times a negative is going to give me a negative. Okay. Then I'm going to go ahead and do the inside. Ooh, I want to do a different color. Let's go ahead and do some red. Okay, so over here, negative times a positive is going to give me a negative. 3 times radical 2 is going to give me 3 radical 2. And on the denominator, 4 times 2 is going to give me 8. And there's an I here, so there's going to be an I there. And last, negative times a negative is going to give me a positive. 3 times 3 is 9. Okay, 4 times 4 is 16. And I times I is I to the second power. All right. So I want to remind you, just real quick, that I squared, let me just go ahead and write that over here. I squared is the same thing as the square root of negative 1 squared. And again, square root and square cancel each other out, so you're just left with negative 1. So I squared equals negative 1. So I'm going to go ahead and replace this I squared with a negative 1. Negative 1 times positive 9 over 16 is what we're going to get over there, which is going to simplify to be negative 9 over 16. So the I is going to, I don't want to say cancel out, but it's going to be replaced with, the I squared is going to be replaced with a negative 1. All right, everything else is just going to come down. So I'm going to go ahead and combine like terms. So you should see that these two right here are like terms. Negative 3 radical 2i over 8 minus 3 radical 2 over 8 is going to be simplified to be, let's go green, is going to be negative 6, because 3 plus 3 is 6. Radical 2 is going to stay over 8, because they're fractions, so the denominator stays, and there's going to be an I there. And then that 2 over 4, which is a half, is just going to come down, so 2 over 4. So final step is I'm going to combine these two. I'm going to use a calculator to do that. So we have our calculator. To get a fraction, you should write this down. You should know this is alpha y equals. So you press option number 1. So you put 2 over 4. If you want to put a half, feel free. So 2 over 4. And then over here, this is a minus sign. So I'm going to do minus alpha y equals again to get my 9 over 16. So 9 over 16 on the denominator. And 9 over 16, if I can write that, is equal to negative 1 over 16. Okay, so this whole thing, the 2/4 and the negative 9 over 16, is going to simplify to a final answer of negative 1 over 16. And then this right here, 6 over 8 can simplify. 2 goes into both, so that can be negative 2 radical 2 over half of 8 is 4. So final answer is going to be, and then don't forget the I, so that I is going to go right there. So this is in A plus BI form, because we have our A, we have our plus B, which is negative 3 radical 2 over 4, I. And that's in simplest form, so that you get that right.